Gravity of Us by Phil Stamper. This is a debut YA contemporary that I loved so much. I could just gush and gush about it because I think it did so many things incredibly right. This was such a surprise to me. You know, contemporaries are not always all-time favorites, but this one, I love what it's doing. Gravity of Us is part queer love story, part contemporary coming-of-age story. It follows a teen boy from New York City whose life gets upended when his father is selected as an astronaut for NASA's first manned mission to Mars. Our main character, Cal, has gained a significant social media following for his news updates on a social video platform, and is now being told that he cannot do video footage without prior approval anymore because the astronauts and all of their families are going to be on this reality television show. And it's really interesting for so many different reasons. The author drew a little bit on this nonfiction account, The Astronauts' Wives Club, of how the original astronauts and their families were sort of in the spotlight of media attention, and what that might look like today I think is really interesting. It does require some suspension of disbelief in terms of the manned mission to Mars thing, but I just loved so much of what this was doing. So his life has changed. He goes to Houston, has to decide what he's gonna do and how he's gonna handle this like social media piece of things, but also he meets the son of one of the other astronauts and they develop a friendship and a romance. So many things I could say about this. It does an incredible job of taking a nuanced look at what it means for us to live in this era of social media and reality television. We see the good, the bad, and the ugly. We see the ways that it can be harmful, that it can be staged and create these fake personas, but also the ways that it can be incredibly powerful in a positive way and can lift up voices that might not otherwise be heard. This is such a beautiful, hopeful book, and I loved it so much. It also has really incredible mental health representation. Cal's mom deals with severe anxiety, and we see her coping with that through therapy, through meditation. She has flare-ups, but she figures out ways to manage. We also see Cal's parents start the book with this very fraught relationship where they fight a lot, they don't communicate well, and that slowly gets worked out through the book, and we come to find out that they've been seeing a marriage counselor and have been learning how to do a better job of communicating effectively with each other and dealing with conflict in healthier ways. And I love that. I love that so much. Seeing that in a YA book where the parents aren't just getting divorced, but are instead learning how to work through conflict and using therapy and counseling to get better at their relationship. What a beautiful thing to see. It's just so great to see that represented. And in addition, the love interest in this book deals with depression, and that is handled so well and in such a realistic and nuanced way. And one thing that I think this does really well is that while of course a romantic relationship can add wonderful, beautiful things to someone's lives, it doesn't fix anything. It doesn't fix depression because you can't fix it. The person's not broken. They have to learn how to cope with it in different times, and that can affect relationships in different ways. And that is just handled so well, where the love interest advocates for himself in healthy ways and, you know, like is honest about like when he's dealing with flare-ups of his depression. And it's just so good. And the relationship between these two boys is incredible. It's a friendship, it's a supportive partnership, it's also got passion, and it's so good, guys. It's so good. I loved it. I loved the way that this was handled. I also really like the representation of, even though this word is not used on the page, both boys are probably bisexual. They've been interested in both boys and girls, and I like that as a representation instead of it having to be like gay or straight, of this kind of fluidity, because I feel like especially for guys there's often the like you're this or you're this, even more so than with women. Although with women there's so many like weird things around bisexuality that need to get cleared up, but I think things like this do a really great job of pushing us in that direction. Yeah, I loved this. It's a debut. It is own voices for the queer representation, and it's just so good. The characters are imperfect, but you see them grow and learn through the course of the book. this is what I want a YA contemporary to be. And it also celebrates science and space and nerdiness, and it's beautiful. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.